Greetings from WBCS Neo. So today I'm going to take you through LBL, which is the normal sort of layer by layer method that most beginners would try to use. It has pros and cons, which we'll take you through, versus obviously CFOP, which is a much more advanced method. So what we'll do is we're going to go through a solve using LBL first, which is going to be fun. I quite find LBL interesting because it's an easy method. You can be quick with it, so don't be put off by the fact that it's technically slower than CFOP. It is a good fun way of learning the cube, and it doesn't take long. Okay, it's only a handful of algorithms to solve the cube using the LBL method compared to CFOP. Okay, that's the problem with cubing, is everybody says, oh, you should do CFOP, or you should learn how to do solving from top to bottom straight away. No, because your brain likes to see how things moves before it interprets how things moves. If it doesn't know how something moves, it won't learn very well. So it's probably a better idea to keep an eye on the side that you're solving initially until you get used to the idea of where everything goes and how it works before you start visualizing where it's supposed to all go and work, because you'll go and do a move and you'll look at what and it's not solved, okay, or it hasn't got the cross or whatever. So LBL, we'll do the first part first, obviously, to get it going. So what you're looking for is, we are looking to do, in this case we're going to use white as the downside eventually. It's on the top at the minute because we're going to look at it as we solve it. Okay, so we're looking to get all these edge pieces white, okay, in the right place. Okay, so we are going to look around. I can see an orange and white here, which needs to go up here first, okay, and then I can pop that back up to there. Okay, in the meantime, that has given me what a chance is blue and white is lined up, so I just need this up here. There's two pieces done already. Okay, we'll look around the cube. We've got a red in the wrong place. This is quite easy. So what you're doing is you just move this round, okay, and you move that down. Now move these two back so you don't mess them up, so they're back in their place. Now red is down here now, and we can just rotate the cube up, and you've got 3 out of 4. We're looking for the green white, which happens to be lined up now, so we'll move that one up, and look at that, we have the cross that we need. Doesn't matter about this bit, ignore that bit. Okay, that's not important at the minute. So next part is putting corners in LBL mode. We'll explain the difference between this and CFOP mode when we go on to CFOP, I think. So what we're doing is we're putting corners in first. Okay, we're looking for green and orange actually, because that's going to help get this one out first. Okay, so green and orange. Okay, so I want to put that one in first. I'm just twisting it around, getting it out of the way, putting it back up. Green orange is here now. Okay, so easiest way to put this in, depending on which way you like to do it, you can do the 4 move, which is this one, and that puts that corner in. Okay, or you can do a side move, which I'll show you on another one. Okay, so we've got blue orange. I'll show you a side move on this, which is only a 3 move. A little bit more tricky because it does play with your head a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this down. Instead of moving this out of the way, because this automatically moves it out of the way, instead of moving this out of the way like that, okay, and bringing this one down, what you're doing is you're bringing this one down to allow this one to slide into the place and back up. So there you go, that's that bit done. Coming around again, we've got green red ready to go in this corner, so we can do this. So it's only a 3 move because I'm not lining up first. Okay, looking for blue and red. Typically last one's always on the bottom. So again, we're bringing this down. It's here now, and what I want to do is want to move it out the way of this, because we need to put this back up. Bring this back here, and now we can do an insert, whichever way you like to do it. Okay, so that is this bit done. Got a tricky one here. We'll show you how to sort this one out. So this is done. As you can see, we have got the first layer done, layer by layer, as you can see. Now you turn over. Okay, so now you've got yellow on top. So what we're going to show you is the iffies and biffies about this. Well, this one's a particularly funny one, but we'll show you a trick for that one. So LBL versus CFOP. This is where LBL gets its edge in effect. This bit is slow. This is a slow area solve. This is 8 pieces, whereas CFOP would only put the 4 cross pieces in. Okay, LBL puts all 8 in at the start, and that's why this one's slower, because you're looking for a lot of bits, whereas, well, I'll show you why anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to put just the edge piece, these edge pieces in here. It's only 4 edge pieces. The good thing is there's only 2 algorithms needed. It's a left side and a right side. It's the same algorithm, just mirrored. So in this case we are going to move this. So we've got this one here. We look at the color, it's green red. We're finding it's on the red. There's the green, so this is where it needs to go. Okay, if it was on that one, it's not good, because you cannot put that in there, it's going to be the wrong way. Okay, so we put that back and we just simply do this. Okay, and that puts that one in there. Now we'll look around. Now, problem we've got is we've got this one that's in wrong way around. We've got these 2 which are in either one, but they are in correctly with the blue, but they're just the wrong side of each other. Now there's a neat trick for this one. Okay, I'm going to show you this one now because it's a good one for learners to know. So what you do is you just turn those 2 round. Okay, then turn that round, so you're getting these out of the way. Put them back. Put those back round, and now those are lined up, and do turn again, and it puts them all together. It's a great little trick. You can do it quite quick as well, so you get that predicament. You can do that with other ones as well, so if you get all 4 of them in and they're all the right orientation but just not the right, you can do that over and over and move them around. That looks quite cool. Okay, last one's a tricky one because it's in and it needs to be taken out, so we need to take it out same way as you would put them in. Okay, now the green orange is over here, so I know I need this one here to start the next one. So if I put that, that's going to be the right place, but I'm not going to put that there and then do the move again. So if you know about how to use this move, you know that you have to move this back here. So if it's back here, you only need 1, then start the move from here. At this point I'll show you the F2L. This is the F2L point here. This is where they're paired up. Okay, so when you come in, they now join, and this is the insert at this point. Okay, F2L, that's basically what F2L is. Right, so we've done first 2 layers. That's pretty much, 2/3 of the cube done. Hooray! Okay, now the next stage is to make a cross on top. That's what the LBL method is, because it's easier. Less algorithms again to learn. There's only 1 algorithm to do a cross no matter what situation you've got on top of the cube, which is great. If you get a full side, you're laughing even more, but it just depends. If you get a cross almighty, then we'll obviously skip ahead a little bit and you'll find out. So in this case we're going to do half a cross, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so in this case it has worked out really well, because the cross is ironically in a really good spot. I didn't plan that or anything. So what I was going to say is you need to be able to line these 4 edge pieces up. In this case it's done, and then you're supposed to then find a good edge piece. All of these are good, unfortunately, and then rotate these 3 around to get these right, and then orientate them. So we've missed a couple of steps, which is good. I mean, it's going to be a good time for the solve. So all I've got to do now is I'm going to keep this in the right place. So I'm looking at this and looking at this one. You can use 1 or 2 algorithms depending on which way you like to start. Some people like to start with it on the front like that, or some people like to start on the side. It makes no difference to me. So what you do is you rotate 1 of them. That's a rotation. Bring this one round, don't do anything else, and do a forward rotation on this one, and then take them back around again, and that solves the cube. Okay, the beauty with this LBL is it has virtually no algorithms to it. There's a handful of algorithms, or I would have to count them, but the first part is intuitive, so it's just a case of most people who play with a Rubiks Cube for a while can figure out how to do one side, and one side with all the bits round. Some people like to just do one side and they're quite happy with this all messed up. but if you want to solve the cube, you've got to do that right. Okay, obviously because it's got to match the rest. So now F2L, CFOP. So let's just do a quick mix up. Oops, now you dropped the cube. And they went for a flying lesson because it's so light. Right, so CFOP, very similar. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. So once we've got red, white here, we've got orange, white. So I'm going to put that one in straight away. Have a quick look and see what I've got here. Okay, I've got blue on that side. I should have put it on your side, but hey ho. So I've got blue and I've got green. Okay, so white on the bottom, that's what we're doing. Okay, so we'll do everything white on the bottom now, because we're technically on CFOP, you try to do it with minimal rotations, blah blah blah, so you're not doing all this. Okay, I'm just doing a very crappy version. Okay, so I've got red green here, which I know I've got red green white here, which is no good, so I'm looking for an alternative pair, which I've got here. So I've got red blue, so I'm going to take that out and I'm going to bring it back in. So I've got my first pair there. So what you're doing is with CFOP is you're trying to pair. These are a nice pair, but just in the wrong place, but now in the right place. So as you turn them in, you put this one over the top of the insert edge, and as you rotate, it lines these two up, brings it in, and it's in. Okay, and that's the advantage of CFOP over LBL, is if you know these fancy tricks, it becomes very fast to do two, so you're doing two pieces at a time inserting, and it only takes 4 attempts to do it normally. Okay, so what I would do now, we've got green orange in here. Okay, so what I would probably do is I would probably play the good old red green white on top of here, do a nice quick sexy, which puts this in. Okay, and now I know green orange and the orange green is here, which is good, so that's a 2 round. Again, I've got a pairing system here. All I've got to do is move this, and that allows me to pair up. Okay, now I've got this, I can either sledgehammer it or I can slide it. In this case, I just slide it in. This is where CFOP takes back over from LBL. LBL on F2L is better because there's only 2 algorithms, whereas F2L for CFOP, you've got loads of different algorithms you can learn, or tricks you can learn to insert faster and pair up and stuff. Where CFOP gets the advantage is this bit. You are now in a situation where you are you're not trying to get across where you're doing LBL and then orientate the cross edges and then get the corner pieces all sorted out, which is a long-winded thing. As a beginner, it's great. As a speed cuber, not so great. So you're learning algorithms to do certain things. I know the algorithm for this one, so it's an OLL. That's what the O stands for in CFOP, is orientating last layer. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get these 2 pieces pointing up. Okay, so in this case I can do a perm to do that. Okay, which puts all the pieces right. Now I have a quick look again, and now we're on the P side of CFOP, which is permutate, or basically find what you've got solved and fix the rest. Okay, so we've got a headlight here, which is a sign, and I've got a corner here. These 2 here tell me this corner is not going to be what would be a V perm, because I've got these 2 matching. If they were opposite or different colours, then this would be a V perm. But I know I've got headlights either on this side or this side, so I have a quick look and go, oh, I've got headlights there, so I know I can do an A perm. Okay, and solved. And that's the differences with LBL. LBL at the start is slow, in the middle is very fast, really fast, and on the top is slow. CFOP is fast, medium, very fast. So it is much faster. Okay, you can, I'm going to do one final one. I know I'm doing LBL versus CFOP, but there is another one you can do. You can, there's nothing telling you cannot mix it all together. Okay, so you've got, for instance, let's do a quick one here. Right, I can see I've got blue white going in, red white going in, so I would do half CFOP on this one. Oh, I've got this is a good edge, this is a good cross. Okay, so I can do 2. Okay, so I've got edges, However, I don't do a lot of look ahead, okay, and I can have a look, but it takes time. Instead, what I tend to do is I tend to just have a look at, see what I've got, and insert quickly. So I've got one in, okay, I come across, insert, I'm just doing edge inserts here, because I don't want to spend time looking around for things. If I know I can get away with it, I will do a F2L move. However, I don't do look ahead very well, so I am just literally seeing things and putting them in. I'm not looking ahead at all. I'm just seeing what I can see on the edges and working it. So I don't know this OLL, so I do a standard cross formation, just like the LBL mode. Now I know this one, which is good, so I just quickly do this, and that gives me my second bit. And now I'll just look for my solve. Done. Okay, so that was mixed mode. It wasn't a great one, because normally I would do like look for non-cross, and I would have like a line, so it would be sort of this line here. I would generate first, and then what I would do is I would insert the cross and F2L pieces together as a big unjumble, and that just gets me through it quicker without having to analyze the cube as much. So I can just do that as I look at the cube. Depends on your style. That works for me. I get good times on that. So there you go. So that's the differences. LBL is great for beginners. I highly suggest, if you've never done Rubik's Cubes before, keep the solve side that you're solving up the first side until you get used to the idea of how it all works, how the cube moves, because that's what throws people out. Is people, and also the notation when is a prime example when you're first starting, and someone says you know F, and then F prime, and then you do B, and people go like that. No, that's a B. Okay, that's a B prime. So yeah, it throws people out a little bit, and people wonder why when they're learning algorithms why they don't work, because they get their backs and fronts and left and rights orientation mixed up, so everything's clockwise unless it's got a minus or a speech mark, a prime. So there you go. Enjoy. Do pick a cube up and have a play and have a go. Don't be scared of them. You can learn the LBL method, the one I showed you today. That can be learnt in one day. Okay, you can solve a cube in one day if you put the time and effort in. You can spend one whole day, broken down over days if you want. If you want to do an hour a day, 24 days you'll solve the cube. But if you spent a whole day, I reckon you can easily solve a cube in one day without having to look at anything to get the answers. Okay, and I would gladly take someone under my wing and do that, and try and teach them within 24 hours to solve a cube for the first time in their life if they've never touched one. Okay, so there you go. Enjoy, and hopefully we'll catch you all again. Please subscribe. I'm just starting out. As you can see, I've just got myself a new camera. Hello, Mr. Camera. And I'm doing jazzy effects and stuff, as you can see with the background. Isn't that cool? So I'll be doing other funky stuff, and all my other YouTube bits and bobs will have different backgrounds on and stuff like that. Okay, please subscribe, like, share, comment. By all means, comment all you like. Any criticisms are good, because I'm only starting out. I'm not that much of a video person at the moment, but I would love to get the criticisms across so I can make myself better. Don't say, oh, pick the rubbish up, because I'm moving house soon. So okay, but yeah, I'm hoping we'll get better videos for you and stuff like that. So stay tuned.